Hi, folks, and thanks for joining us today for our Let's Talk Career series. My name is Catherine Johnston, and I am the Community Outreach Coordinator at Path Employment Services in Hamilton. We're hosting this series of interviews to give some insight to those of you who are entering into a new career, or maybe you're thinking of switching to a different career or a different occupation. What it does is give you a close-up and personal look at various occupations through the eyes of each of our guests as they share with us their individual journeys with their careers. So today, I'm going to welcome our first guest of 2021, Suzanne Zandbergen. Hi, Suzanne, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. So can you tell us what your job title is?
Yes, so I am a business owner of The Generator, which is a social media marketing agency here in Hamilton.
Awesome. And what exactly does your job entail?
So as a small business owner, you kind of do a lot of things, but I guess my main role is as a social media manager, and we have a team of 3 of us, and we're all social media managers, and we help businesses and organizations here in Hamilton with their social media. So we go online and post everything for them. We handle creating all their posts for them.
Awesome. And most of your clients are they're local in Hamilton here?
Mostly, yeah. We do work with a lot of local businesses for sure.
And for the job that you do, did you acquire the skills for this job? Did you attend school to?
So I went to school here in Hamilton to McMaster. I actually moved here to go to McMaster, but at that time there was no social media, so I definitely didn't go to school for it. I just got a regular degree in English, sort of all-purpose degree, I like to think of it. And then I started working at the Hamilton Spectator after that, and still no social media happening at the time. A very traditional world of advertising I was in there. Yeah, so I have no formal schooling in social media at all.
That's amazing. So you're self-taught then. That's awesome.
Yeah. Luckily, there's so many resources out there for learning, and a lot of people in the industry are self-taught or take courses here and there. I think you can now go to McMaster and take a much more formal training in it, which would be super cool. So
yeah, if we could only switch the clock back and do it now. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of different avenues for sure to get into it.
So what would you say was the reason that pushed you into this field? Was it the job at the Spectator, or was it more than that?
Well, so I worked in advertising at the Spectator. I was there for 16 years. So I really saw the transition into the internet and email, and all of a sudden social media came on the scene. And to me, from going from newsprint, which, I really enjoy the aspect of working with clients and trying to get their message out there and helping these small businesses. But then all of a sudden social media came on the scene, and it was like, whoa, this is amazing, because now it's a two-way street. Your customers can talk to you, and you can talk to your customers. And I just realized immediately, like, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. So, yeah.
And the outreach, as opposed to like print advertising, is a lot further. It's like universal. So.
Yeah.
So, what is the work environment like for you at the Generator? What is it?
You're looking at it. Especially right now, working from home. I mean, this whole industry is just made for working at home. I always have been working at home since starting this business. I have an office as well for meeting clients, and it's good for networking and being out there in the real world. But a lot of my work is done at home. So It's quite ideal, and it's a nice environment for somebody who's an introvert and likes working behind the scenes. It's very comfortable to work from home for sure.
Except for like doing something like this.
Yeah.
But we're just doing it with each other, so there's nobody else around. So it's all, we're safe.
That's right. Yeah.
So what would you say that your company, what would they look for if they were considering hiring someone?
Well, the great thing about running a social media business is that it's very easy to research people who are looking to work for you and with you. You know, if somebody is interested in that world, that you would naturally sort of already be in that world and have a body of work. Meaning, like, you might have a blog out there, you might have a Twitter account where you spend a lot of time, or an Instagram account posting a lot of different photos, that kind of thing. So it's very easy to see, like, if that's sort of your world already. And that's really what I look for in hiring, because it is sort of an all encompassing sort of job where you spend so much time online. And if it's not something that you already really enjoy, it might not be the job for you, because it is, you know, a 7-day a week kind of thing where people are asking questions and messaging you. That's sort of the downside of it. The upside is that you kind of make your own hours and work when you want to work.
Yeah.
So you definitely need to enjoy doing that kind of thing.
It's true. Absolutely. What would you say is your best quality that makes you good at what you do?
I think that I just really enjoy working with businesses and organizations. And, you know, ever since I started my working career, I started as an assistant. I just really love helping people and finding, like, what's your issue? What's your problem? How can I help you solve that? And making people happy, and actually helping somebody else's business grow, or their, you know, their nonprofit, and helping them fundraise, that kind of thing. It's just really rewarding to me. You know, sort of just being there behind the scenes and making things happen for other people.
Awesome. If there was something that you could tell your younger self, something that would benefit you now, is there something that you would, you know, whisper in your ear that might make a difference in where you are right now or what you're doing right now?
Well, I mean, a lot of things you learn as you get older that you definitely wish you had known when you were younger. Being an introvert is the one thing that I really identify as, and realized, like, as a younger person, I always thought that meant that, you know, I couldn't be a leader, I couldn't do this or that, because you know, people classify that as being shy and that kind of thing. But I realized that, you know, anybody can be a leader, and it doesn't really mean, leader doesn't necessarily mean a certain thing that people think it means. You know, you can lead in different ways that's maybe not so out front in front of people, and you know, you're making a difference. And I think, you know, if I had known that when I was younger, you put yourself out there more, and you look for more opportunities as you realize that. So, you know, now I make a point of, I don't say no to any opportunity that comes my way, even though immediately, if I'm thinking, I don't want to do that, oh no, it feels uncomfortable. I never say no immediately to somebody. I have to think about it. And it's like, why am I saying no to that? And could this lead to some other interesting opportunities in my life that I really, you know, I wouldn't have opportunity if I didn't go for it. So
I can totally relate to that. This is me putting it out there, doing these interviews. So it's been a learning experience, and I've enjoyed it. So are there any tips that you would give a person that is thinking about getting into this type of work?
Yeah, I definitely would say, like, never feel like, oh, I can't do it because I don't have the schooling, or I need to, like, learn this or that first. You just need to jump in and do something. Like, there's just so much you can do on your own, like, especially during this time, during this pandemic. Like, there's so much you could just it's like, what are you actually really passionate about and interested in? Just get out there and do it. Like, write a blog about something that you're super interested in. Doesn't matter if you think, no one else is going to be interested in that. There's always people who are interested in something that you are, have an expertise in.
Mhm.
So you can really sort of build your own personal brand that way too. Like, people start to get to know you locally, like, oh, that's the person who always talks about, hockey, or, just various things that you're maybe super interested in, that open doors that you never even thought you could end up with a job or a career in, based on what you're interested in. It takes you sort of down that path.
It's great advice. Yeah. And Hamilton is a very small, um, united city that there's always an opportunity. Like even if it's just reaching out to, just for yourself, just to reach out to make friends and do things like that, it's a good opportunity. So
It is, yeah. Well, you just sort of get out there, start having conversations with people. I would recommend Twitter if you're really interested in starting to create a network of people that you don't know. Twitter is
mhm,
so good for that. In Hamilton, you can just like meet total strangers that are, have an expertise or interested in something that you maybe are thinking about.
that's great. Thank you so much. Is there any other advice or anything else you want to share?
Um, Let me see. I think I pretty much covered everything. One other little tidbit of advice that I kind of figured out when I was younger as well is, in a career, is trying to make yourself indispensable,
Mhm,
wherever you are.
mhm,
And by that, I mean, like, figure out what problems people are having in your environment and like solve a problem. Become the person that people come to when they need a problem solved, or that particular thing. They're like, oh, Suzanne knows how to do this. And
yeah.
they come to you, and then you really start to build trust. People recognize you as a leader in that
Mhm.
area. And that's really how you can start to build a career, I think. And at least for me, that was a really big thing, is just finding that those problems that need to be solved and jump in and do them. And everyone appreciates that.
I agree. I agree. And I learned something in one of my courses that I took on leadership, that leader doesn't necessarily mean a boss, and a boss doesn't necessarily mean a leader, and one doesn't make the other better either. So you can be uh, administrator, you can be answering phones, and you could still be a leader. You could still, your customer service is important, and like you're still benefiting from that. So
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Yeah, there's so many different kinds of leaders, for sure.
absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Susan, for joining us today. And I'll share your company website on our social media when I share this live post. And good luck and Happy New Year to you. And take care.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Great
thanks.
talking.
Thanks, Susan.